Hey, hey, hey.
Well, as you see, it was only two of us here. Our partner in crime, Mr. Williams, he may join, he may not join. He is actually doing his thing, so we'll see if he
Busy,
joins
busy
us.
man.
Busy man handling his business. So hi Shahida.
Hey, boo.
Happy Friday. And you know what? Everybody, it's October the 7th. I'm in Massachusetts and I am on the deck living my best life
It
because
it is
hallelujah.
beautiful
I think it's
outside.
like damn near 80 degrees and I think it's gonna go back down to like the 50s. So I'm taking advantage of recording this podcast outside.
Can,
And I
and
think
can
that was
I just
planned.
bring that up? What one quick thing about the weather here? I know people like from California and Florida, they can never deal with the winters or whatever. But the most beautiful thing about New England is the four seasons.
Oh,
The four
absolutely.
seasons, to be able to go from like that hot, and then when you get those sprinkle of warm days in the winter or the fall or whatever, it feels so much better. I don't know. I love all four seasons, and I love living in New England that I can enjoy every single one for the amount of time that is allotted to us.
I agree with you on that one. I have to say the older when I was young, summer, I love the summer because I want to be at the beach, I wanted to be out, I
Mhm.
wanted to do whatever. My favorite season by far is fall and spring.
Mine
Fall being
too.
first. Fall being first only because we go through spring, we go through summer, and fall I'm like it's like that SNL skit, sweater weather. It's sweater weather. Like I literally go through my closets and I'm like, I gotta pull out. Ooh, I forgot I had that sweater. Ooh, I love that sweater. Ooh,
Mhm.
boot season. Oh, like skin
Mhm.
tight jeans and leggings with your boots on and your little puffer coat. I absolutely love it. And then this spring, because we go through winter and we're freezing our asses off. That
Mhm.
way, that one day, that 150-degree day, we're all outside in shorts, flippies, and t-shirts. Like it's beautiful.
Mhm. Mhm.
I could never live. I can honestly say, and I'm surprised that I'm saying this, but I am aware of a certain age now. But you couldn't pay me to move to a state like like a city like a Houston or a Fort
Mhm.
Lauderdale or Miami, places where it's legit like 80, 90 degrees all day every day and friggin' like humid. No thanks.
Yeah, no, no. Well, you know how I feel about Florida, but absolutely never. But I could see myself maybe doing half and half, like California or something. I do like
Yeah,
California.
I could do half and half California, but
Mhm.
like you, Texas and Florida is off the table. Like when I
Mm-mm.
say this, they'll
Mm-mm.
them two. I'm glad that I was able to live in both states at a time
Mhm.
when things was cool. But
Mhm.
listen when I tell you, and I got family and friends in both states still, and I'm like, them two states ain't gonna see the whites of my eyes, never, and they ain't never gonna see my money. So we good.
And I know we're getting ready to do hot topics, so I'll let this one be a quick one.
Yeah.
Florida passing that I don't know, referendum or whatever it is down there now, that young girls have to tell their coaches if they want to play on a sports team, have to tell their coaches when their periods are. People, voting matters. Every single election.
It's a war on women. And you know the reason why they want that. While they were because it used to be an option. It was always on the
Mhm,
documents, but it was as an option. Like you if you
mhm,
wanted to fill it out, you could fill it out. But if you
mhm.
didn't want to, you didn't have to. Now they're making it a requirement. And
Yep.
you know why they're making it a requirement because now they're going to stop monitoring these girls' cycles. And if
And
a
when
girl
they
is
leave the
late,
city, when they
right,
leave the city or state.
exactly. And if God help if a girl misses her cycle. I mean, we're women. We've been there. How many times does that happen where you miss a cycle? It has nothing to do with possibly being pregnant. It could have
Mhm.
everything to do with just your hormones are off. It might you got the calculations during the month, on the calendar is wrong. And it's like they are trying to monitor that because heaven forbid if a child turns up pregnant, they're gonna make that girl have that baby. Uh-uh. I am
No
glad that
matter what the
I am glad
condition.
that number one, I have gone through the change. And number two, I don't have no daughters. I don't have no children. But
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
feel for my friends, my family members that have daughters that are of,
Because it affects all
a
of us.
very, it affects all of us, and it is an all-out assault on women. And if you can, I don't listen. I ain't got nothing to say
Vote,
about that.
vote, vote. Voting matters. Vote accordingly.
And
Vote
all
for your
I
damn
listen,
rights.
the only other thing I have to say with regards to this, because I saw a report this morning about retarded Herschel Walker, and I know retarded is not the politically correct word to be using these
I was
days,
like, wait,
but
what?
I'm going to use that. I'm going to
Hmm.
use that word for Herschel Walker because he is absolutely retarded.
Hmm.
And the fact that I saw a poll in Georgia of him and Raphael Warnock are neck and neck. And I'm saying to myself,
Hasn't changed.
listen to me, Florida, Texas, and Georgia. Those are the three major states. If you allow these clowns to remain in office, and Georgia especially, if Herschel Walker is elected to the Senate, Georgia, Texas, if Texas allows that hateful
Habit.
governor to, I mean, that Texas Abbott, hateful ass governor to still be in power, and Florida still allow Death Santis to still be in power, y'all, as far as I'm concerned, y'all three states get what you deserve. Sorry, not sorry. I can't.
Well, I feel like if it, and it's been said that if anything, it's up for Latino and white women.
And we
You
know
all
how
got to
white
do your
we
part.
know how
You
white
got to do
women
your part.
we know how white women flip the script, and we know how some Latino women like to, pass as
Well,
white.
Latinos have been flipping the script. They have
Yeah,
consistently voted for Republicans and based on immigration, which is
right.
crazy to me. But
I don't get it.
but think about the whole big picture. Don't think about your religious views. Think about the whole picture. We are, and
Absolutely.
in the Supreme Court now, we see what their next session is up. I mean, marriage, interracial marriage can be on the table, gay marriage can be on the table, your Miranda rights. The other thing was even if you are serving time and they prove that you are innocent of that crime, it won't matter.
No.
How is that a law? This is like we are becoming that third world country that we talk about,
Yeah.
Iran and all these other countries. Don't let this fake Christian morality rule your vote and think that these Republicans are moral, upstanding people. No, they all they want is power and control. It
That's
has
it.
nothing
That's
to
all
do
it's
with
about.
your beliefs.
That's all it is about is power and control. Because that, and I'm just gonna end it with this, and because I know you want to talk about something else. I forgot what her name is. The woman that
You've gotten like
is
real staticky
with the
and
NRA,
Dana
and
Deutsch, something like that, Dana Loesch.
she just got on TV the other day
You're
and was
breaking
like,
up.
they had
Am I
asked
breaking up?
her about Herschel Walker, like his. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's
Oh
like
yeah,
you're real
Dana
staticky
Loesch. Yeah,
and you're
she.
frozen.
Am I breaking up?
Hmm.
No, you're not breaking up.
But you
Is it
are.
me? Can you hear me?
And you're real staticky.
Am I breaking up still?
Yep.
I can hear. All right, hold on. Am I still frozen? Can you hear me?
You're
Okay, hold
moving,
on.
but it's off.
Let me correct
It's
this real
like a
quick.
robot.
It's my. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi. Let me go inside.
Okay,
Excuse
now
my
see
deck
now
life, people.
you sound
Maybe.
fine.
Oh yeah, I kept to come in the house. Can you hear me,
Yeah,
guys?
you're fine.
Am I fine now?
Yeah.
All right, I'll come in because I don't want it to. I don't want it to. Break up again. Hold on 1 minute. Let me just go grab my stuff. Hold on. This is what happens, people. I guess nobody wanted me to enjoy my deck life today, but here we are.
And they said make it quick.
And it's a beautiful day. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So what I was saying was, what was her name? Dana Loesch.
Dana Loesch or something like that.
Yeah, she had said, I mean, look, I'm all for keeping it real, and she kept that shit 100.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, somebody had asked her, um, with Herschel Walker, like, dude
Mm-hmm.
is clearly he's
He's not
problematic.
even mentally fit.
Right. He's just not fit for the job.
Mm-mm.
And she basically said, I don't care if it was the abortion thing with his baby mama, and he paid for the
Mm-hmm.
abortion, all these kids that he supposedly has now, and he doesn't
He's
take care of
admitted to them.
it. Yeah. Well, he keeps denying, saying that everybody's lying, but she basically said, if I don't care if he impregnated like a pterodactyl or something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
was like, and paid for how many abortions? All I want is control of the Senate. Keyword control, power, everything. That's all they want. So they're
And
willing to.
when they do, and they get that, it's not about policies or what they will bring to the table to make. And if you pay attention, Republicans never have a plan for middle America, never has a plan for poverty. They have a plan for the 1%, and they
Yeah.
tell you it will trickle down to you, but they never have a plan for us. And their plan basically is to punish Democrats for being in office. They don't have a plan for us. So
No,
it is all about power. And I don't understand how people can't see this. I have voted Republican
I
before.
have too.
So it's not like I'm like, oh, in certain policies I have appreciated from the Republican Party and I voted for those.
Agree.
That is not who they are anymore. Absolutely not who they are anymore. So we need to move on past that. We need to save what little democracy that's holding on by a string,
Mm-hmm.
what little democracy we have left. A lot of us will be okay because we're oppressed anyway. But you other people, you white women who think that, oh, you're going to be okay because Chad will make it okay. No, you're going to be just like a slave too. You'll just
Mm-hmm.
be a degree higher than us.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Just
Anyway.
know your
All right.
history. All right. So go
We
ahead. I
can
know you wanted to touch upon one more thing. I'm gonna get my light so that everybody can see
okay.
me. But bring it up
It's
because I can hear you.
the only thing I have to say about Kanye West, because Tanya is like so fucking done. She don't want to hear his name. She don't want to talk about him.
I'm
She's
not
like,
talking about
she's
him. I'm gonna
like,
let you talk
fuck
about it
that dude all day, every day. The
all
only
day.
thing I want to say is white lives matter to him in theory. He does not looked for white lives to support his business. Black lives do that. Black people support him. Black people put money, millions of dollars into his pocket. Black people buy that ugly fucking shit that he, puts out there or whatever. That's black people.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, but he has for the last few years, he has been giving us his whole ass to kiss. And if a black man can go on Tucker Carlson, the most racist man on TV, on Tucker Carlson, and say that the reason why he believes that white lives matter is that there's something that we should all be saying. No one has ever said that white lives didn't matter. That they shape everything about this country and about this world. The only reason white lives came up is because in retaliation to police brutality, and it was set up in a racist forum. So him even putting that on a shirt and wearing it next to Candace Owens, he's telling you, fuck you, black people. Keep
Basically.
buying his stuff. Keep supporting him. Keep supporting him. You get nothing in return because he doesn't respect you. He doesn't even care about you. He doesn't care about what goes on in our neighborhoods and our hoods. I wouldn't send my child to a school that he promoted for anything in the world, because what the hell are they going to be teaching them?
Nope.
That slavery was a choice. Leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. He's not for us. He is not for
He's
us.
not for us. He never will be for us. At this point, there is nothing that I'm just going to end it on this and say there's nothing he can do or say that he can come back. I'm done with him. As I said it on Twitter this morning when I was scrolling and looking at some of the posts, and all I could respond is, Kanye West is dead to me. Basically, I'm very glad that
dead to all of us.
In my whole ass natural life, I have never bought a Kanye West CD. I have never downloaded and paid for a Kanye West song. I have never paid for any of his whack ass clothing or sneakers or shoes or whatever the hell that he's peddling out there. He is a grifter, just like them Kardashians. And look, there's nothing he can do. He can't come out next year or a year after and realize that, I
apologize.
No, there's no apologizing.
And there's no mental illness. Stop saying he's mentally ill. Sometimes an asshole is just an asshole, and that's what Kanye West is. It's not mental illness. He's an asshole.
No, he needs to be 100% canceled. Look, there are some things where I'm like, okay, we're taking the cancel culture too far. No, we need to take this with him as a race of people. He needs to be friggin' excommunicated. Hit him in the pockets.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. Like, everybody complains about the Kardashians, same thing. Hit them in the pockets. Stop running your ass to Sephora, or stop going to their the Skims line or this line or that line that they're all peddling out there. As soon as they drop something, stop paying for that shit, because you're paying for their lifestyle.
Billion dollar lifestyle.
They will pay attention, just like anything. They will pay attention when you hit them where it hurts, in their fucking pocketbook. Stop buying Kanye West's whack ass shit, because his shit is fucking whack. The only reason why he has a show at Fashion Week in Paris or New York or wherever the hell he was just at is because he is who he is. And everybody gave him a platform. Nobody knew that he was having a show in Paris. And then what did he do? He wore that White Lives Matter bullshit. And then it was all over the fucking world. And now everybody's paying attention to his stupid runway show. And now everybody's paying attention to his stupid school in Chicago. If you are a Black or Latino mother, parent in the city of Chicago, and you have your child enrolled in that cult of a fucking school, take your children out immediately. I would much rather take the chance in having my child, which I don't have. I'd much rather, if I lived in Chicago and I had a child, I'd take my child the hell out of that school with the quickness and put him right back in the Chicago public school system. I'd take my chance with that than that fucking coon. Sorry, not sorry.
Let him go.
Step and fetch it, coon ass puppet for the man, and they can have him.
They can have him. Let him go. Let him go.
But okay, 18 minutes in. All right, look at here. Let's get to the fun part of this, because I got so much to say. Married at First Sight, y'all. I have been online on, the Facebook pages, the Twitter pages, the Instagram pages, and I've been listening. And apparently, there's something wrong with me.
Well, we know that, but what you talking about?
Because we're gonna start off with the couple of the night, Miguel and Lindy.
Okay.
Because I am Team Miguel 100%. I can't tell you how many arguments I have gotten into, and with friends of mine that watch it, and they're like, "Girl, what's your take on that?" And I'm just like, "I'm Team Miguel 100%." They're like, "Oh my God, that was just verbal abuse all the way." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. Okay. Not for me." So let me just say what I feel.
Go ahead.
Let me say what I feel. I didn't even take no notes. I was so disgusted. She is a child. She is an adult child that she throws her friggin' tantrums. When he told her I give Miguel a lot of respect on this because he could have really went off. That was by no means any type of verbal abuse to me, because I was literally about to throw a shoe at my TV and I was cussing her up one side and down the other while watching this. What she fails to understand when he kept telling her, read the room. So we'll start off on their first argument. He apparently said to her, and he said this multiple times throughout the episode, I'm running on fumes. So when you say that, he obviously had a very tough work week and he was tired, but he still showed up, planned this prom for his wife, and he was showing up, but he was just tired. And he's laying in bed and she like, read the room, bitch. If I'm laying in the bed trying to catch some Z's, don't start hollering and screaming. Take a picture of me. No, don't take a selfie. Don't take it this way. Don't do it this way. She's like a friggin' child that's having an absolute tantrum, and she does it all the time. And he had his Kristen moment. Kristen had her moment last week. Everybody was all praising Kristen last week when she lost it on Mitch.
Chris is coming in.
Now everybody's calling Miguel a narcissist and a verbal abuser and all of this. And I'm saying to myself, no, he's reached his limit. He's not, he wanted to marry a woman, not a woman child.
Okay, kind of hold it for a second. Let Chris in.
Oh, he's not.
He said he's coming in.
All right. I didn't see. I have my phone on mute because.
Okay. Yeah. No, it popped up on my laptop. So I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Because I would like to hear him as a guy's point of view. I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah, nobody agrees with me on this. I had one person agree with me on it. And I'm just like, I mean, when they went on the cart, the horse ride thing, and she said to him, let me hear your poems. Let me hear what you got to say. And he's telling her, this is obviously something that he's passionate about. And he's reciting his poems to her. Oh, look at the bunny. Oh, look at the horse. Oh, look at the people on their iPhones. Oh, I'm done. That was annoying as fuck to me. And yeah, I get he did not even go off on her. That was not verbal abuse to me. He was just like, listen, I mean, seriously, like it's all the time. And then when she threatens him with you haven't seen the real Lindy. Like, if you think that's me going off, you haven't seen me going off. Because my response to her would have been like, bitch, I don't want to see you go off like that. Because if there's worse, if there's another worse part of you, let's just have our Ben and Morgan moment right now. I'm done. Kiss it goodnight, bitch.
Okay. The reason why I disagree is like, okay, the first scene, we kind of don't know. I would have liked it to have the camera in there to see it, but I'm like, you go someplace, you're on vacation, you're in a new location. I get how she felt. She was excited, it is possible that he could have approached her a whole lot differently. When she said, take a picture of me, you know what, hun? If he had said in that moment, now remember, we didn't see it, but we listened. If he had said in that moment, in my opinion, said, I'm tired, the drive, I had a long week, the drive, I'm just exhausted. Let me just have these moments. Now, and then if she had acted up, then I would have been like, oh, 100%, right? So that was one thing for me. I don't feel like he knows how to communicate either.
No, I agree.
Right? And so the second thing was that I get the whole bunny, horse, blah, I get like that too.
Nope. Well, what happened?
Come on, Chris.
You came out.
You can't. Why can't I?
I can't see it.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, but I can't hear.
Oh. You want to go out? Oh, you got it?
You guys have been out for 20 minutes? I thought we started at noon.
Well, we decided to go on early because Shahida got home, but then we were talking about some hot topics. So we literally just started on
Hot topics.
Lindy.
On Kanye?
We started and Miguel.
That was it, dude.
Did you see? Why does my camera look weird? Why? I don't feel like I'm straight. Oh, that's why. No. Anyway, I'm all aflutter. I'm all aflutter because I'm on my iPad.
Oh, okay.
So good afternoon, I should say.
Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon.
So Shahida, well, right. Shahida was in mid-sentence, so I'm gonna let her finish. But we just started off with our first couple. We went right into Miguel and Lindy. And I've already given my view.
You know what?
Shahida, I'm gonna let.
Okay, wait, Chris. I don't say anything.
No, I'm not gonna say anything. Go. Yeah.
But before I finish, Tanya, can you just give him a brief recap of what you said?
I said that apparently I'm just in the wrong here because I have been online. I have had conversations with some
just
friends.
What you thought.
Oh, I said I am Team Miguel.
Okay.
I'm Team Miguel 100% because don't nobody sign up to marry some woman child. I'm not here to raise you in her friggin' tantrums. Like I said earlier, Miguel had his Kristen moment. Everybody was praising Kristen last week because she finally came out of Rochelle and stood up to Mitch. Miguel had his moment this week. He was tired. He let her know he was running on fumes because he had a busy work week.
He didn't say that though right away.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
But he also was. But he
no, because she's adding. He's adding. You added stuff.
He may have said that, but again, we could be misled because all we got was that conversation in the room when she was wanting him to take the picture of her, and she started with her baby mouth, her baby tone. Don't do the selfie. Do the regular picture.
All right, let me finish. All right, let me go into
crazy. I'd have dumped her ass a long time ago. Anyway,
go ahead.
So my thing was that he is a poor communicator. If he had a problem when she asked to take the picture and he was really too tired and he was like, you need to learn to read the room or whatever, and don't ever talk to me that way. That was harsh and way too much. But he explained it. And this is what I don't get that you don't get, Tanya. That man literally came out and explained that he is a bit of a cranky person. He can get extremely nasty. He said this. He said, and this is something and that's what he showed her. Yeah, she was annoying and some things with the whole, oh, I see a rabbit, I see a duck, I see that was a little bit, and I know I can be that way too. If I'm excited, especially when you go on vacation, you're excited about being out. I might not want to sit still and listen to your poetry. I might not want to, but she could have handled that way better, but he was cruel and over the top. I'm gonna kill you. He was cruel and over the top, and he said it. So it wasn't a Lindy issue. It was totally a Miguel issue. He ruined it for everybody. He was a wet blanket for everybody. That whole dodgeball game, and then he was like, you can't but just support your husband for in a dodgeball game, son. He was a big baby. And I don't understand how you missed him saying all the things that he was being an asshole about. And he knew he was wrong the way he treated her. He knew he was wrong. And I
mean to cut you off.
Girl, I will bring it up on my phone.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, because you just
First of all, if we are on a carriage ride and you start rapping, I'm gonna push you out of the damn carriage. Why are you spouting poetry when it's nature outside, you're enjoying the outside and looking around, and you want to concentrate? No, focus on a poem that I wrote that you've already heard, Not the time and the place, Miguel. Not the time and the place.
Because you know what? He
Him.
was into himself. He was being selfish. He was robbing all of the moments. All of the moments. Go ahead.
Second of all, I'm surprised he didn't have a lighter around with all the gaslighting he was doing. Because I get the whole. Miguel, if you're tired, you're tired. But say in a nice tone, babe, I'm not really feeling. I'm tired right now. Let me do whatever. Don't read. He was acting like she has to read his mind, and so all that kerfuffle. I'll come back to it, all that kerfuffle. The next time she wants a picture, she doesn't ask him. What does he do? What does he do?
Yes.
He's like, why didn't you ask me? It's like, motherfucker, because you didn't want to take it before. Now what? Before you didn't want me to ask you, and now that you don't, what do you want me to do?
And
What do you
he
want me?
told her to read the room.
The room,
He
exactly,
was sitting down,
exactly.
relaxing, so I read the room.
Right. So he's telling her two different things. Basically, he wants her to. He's totally gaslighting her, and also, yes, she's fucking annoying. She's a pain in the ass. She's annoying. She's whatever. But she's trying. She's trying really hard
She's
to
being
figure
real
out.
patient
To
with
figure out,
that.
really trying to figure out what do I. He ain't trying to make her life easier at all. But he's making it very difficult to oh my god. And he's gaslighting her big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Tanya,
Big time.
Tanya, he said it. He
Yeah.
said it from his own mouth that he was being a total asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He said it.
Mm-hmm.
And this was after the dodgeball, and they were all sitting at separate tables. And he said how badly he was acting and how he was mistreating her and how he knows that this is a part of him that gets like really nasty. And he used that word, nasty. So if you know that about yourself, then why'd you even come?
And the dodgeball thing, really, Miguel? Oh, you can't support your friend.
You call
You
her
can't support your what?
That was childish. I will give you that.
Childish. But that
That part was childish. But
whole
overall,
day,
I'm just
the whole
like,
weekend.
no. I have to disagree to some extent. I think I'm sorry. She's just too fucking much for me.
You just don't like her.
I would no. It isn't like I don't like her. It's just she's just too fucking much. I get it that she comes from a sheltered background and this and that and this and that. But at what point, bitch, grow up? Like, if there's one thing I can't stand is a grown ass woman talking in baby tones and acting like a child. And she pouts. She acts like a friggin' 6-year-old most of the time, and that shit is annoying as hell.
What? Why are you rapping? Why are you doing your poetry in the middle thing and then getting upset? And then getting upset. When she's like, oh, I know that. And she's trying to be supportive as much as possible. Being like, okay. Yeah, that's the one with it's Icarus.
No. They had a conversation in the carriage, and he was talking to her about his poetry and his rapping, and she was like, well, let me hear it. So now he's all excited, and he's telling her about it, and he's rapping or he's giving her the poetry. And what does she do? Look at the money. Oh, look at the people on their iPhones. Oh, look at the horses.
Because it's all about Miguel. Why is Miguel talking about poetry and his rapping and he wants to put it in music? And then that's not the time, my man. That's not the time, my man, to be talking about that. It's not the time. And it's all about him. The whole thing is all about Miguel. What Miguel needs, what Miguel wants, how she needs to read the room.
He was sulky.
Mm-hmm.
He was belligerent. I mean, and he said these things. You might not like her, which is fine. I mean, I don't dislike her. Like I said, I don't dislike her. And you know, her childishness or whatever, it doesn't bother me as much. I wouldn't probably want to be involved in that either all the time. But she's harmless. She's harmless. I think she has the best intentions, for things. So that makes her harmless. And she's really like, one thing that I noticed when she said that she's really holding a lot in so as not to get him upset when she explodes on him. And I agree with her 100%. When she does finally explode on him, he won't be able to come back from that. And he will deserve every word out of her mouth. Everyone.
Tanya, I agree with you. If he is saying I'm tired of this, that, and the other, but what got me about the whole thing is when the next time she wanted to take a picture, she learned that he may not be in the mood and to read the room. When she said fine and asked somebody else, he got mad that she asked somebody else. That's the problem. I have a problem. If she said, so and so, instead of him going, oh, I don't have to deal with that. Go ahead, let so and so take the picture because I don't really like taking pictures of her. But when he goes, why didn't you ask me to take a picture of you? I was like, motherfucker, did you guys have an argument about him taking pictures? And he got his feelings hurt. So now she's like, well, what do you want me to do? I told you, I learned from what you asked me to do. I told you no. But now he's gaslighting her and getting even more upset because he said, don't. That's what got me. I totally understand his first thing of like, you should have known I was tired. I get that. And if that argument it stops there is one thing. But when she comes back around and it happens again and he gets upset because he didn't ask her.
Right. I agree with you on that. Again, it was just poor communication all around between the two of them.
No, not really.
No, between him.
On him.
Him.
Because she was communicating.
She's going, what do you need? Right. Right.
I'm sorry. I'm still Team Miguel. Not sorry.
I don't see why. I don't see how. I've never been Team Miguel from day one, but in each week he gets less and less of my respect for him because he's playing mind games on her, and I think he's intentionally trying to dig and make those tears come. He was you could see him.
It's abusive. It's abusive because he does that and then he goes, oh, I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? I'm this, that, and the other. And she's all like, does he like me? Does he not like me? He's like, you're doing, you know what? I'm sorry. You can't go back and forth like that. You can't it's gaslighting. That's gaslighting.
You're right. And I just think that he just is saving face at this point. I think he's not going to say yes.
No way.
I hope he doesn't because he's an asshole.
He's not going to say yes. And I think he's just going along for the ride. And he's just but he's not a nice person.
Exactly.
This is what I'm saying, like from what his friends, I said this from the very beginning, and I've been saying that the last couple of weeks that he's just not a nice person. What his friends described and what he described himself to be, he is not that person at all. He's not a person that easily taken advantage of, like he said. He takes advantage of people.
Yeah.
He goes out to hurt people. And when he said, my girlfriends never break up with me, I break up with them. Yeah, he builds it up so that, he can just walk away, but after he tears them down. He definitely is that type of guy that wants to mentally break a person. And I hope that, but I got to give her a little bit of respect too, is because I think she's starting to get it. Mm-hmm. To get what he's doing to her. And although it hurts her, she's kind of getting aware of it, almost like Kristen. Like, I want to love this person, but then my soul and my conscience is telling me this person is not doing it for me. So she's starting to get it. So I hope that she keeps on that vein, but he's an asshole. He's an absolute asshole.
But Tanya, also, right along the lines with that, also, if he doesn't, we all know that he doesn't like her. We can all tell that he really doesn't want to be with her. Then just let it go and not act like, oh, I really love her, I really want to be with her. Because that's not how you treat someone who you really, you're in love with, that you really want to be with. That's not how you treat someone that way. But he comes back with the, oh yeah, I really love her. And I think he's doing that to make himself look good. And then it's just not going to work out type of thing. You know what I mean? So if he really is not into her, and after the first part of like, I don't want to take the picture, or he can just tolerate her as long as, but he keeps giving her false hope. That's what it is. I think he really gives her, because she really thinks, well, maybe I can, if I work harder, maybe he'll like me more. If I work harder, maybe if I really listen or read the room or try to, I can. He's not into her. He ain't trying to be with her at all from the beginning. Well, and now it's even showing up.
I agree, and I would.
But don't be an asshole about it. That's all I'm saying.
Step up and be a man and just say, "I'm done," because
Yes.
I can't. Her whole thing. I'm not saying that she's not a nice person, but how she is. If I was in a relationship, or if I had a man that was like that, I wouldn't last a week with him. I'd be like, "Nah, I'm done. I'm not raising you. I didn't sign up to teach you shit. You're a fucking whole ass adult. If you're missing things out of your life, go find somebody else."
But what is he teaching her? What is he teaching her? Nothing.
He's not teaching her anything. But I'm like, the tantrums that she has, the way she talks, it's just her
But
whole.
she really hasn't. What tantrum? She asked him too. She said, "What tantrum is she having?" Because when she was talking to him and they were having a discussion, he called that a blowout. That was a.
And she said,
a conversation.
And she said it's an adult conversation.
It was an adult conversation.
When she cusses him, then when she cusses him and vents her frustrations, just vent your frustrations and own it and say, "I was frustrated. I was annoyed."
But
and
she said that.
She does that.
She was like, "I was joking." That was
no, that was after. But when she first started, when she was just like, take the picture and all that other stuff, she was joking. And then afterwards, she got frustrated with him because the whole conversation took a turn, and she owned that.
We just got to
He just doesn't have to be an asshole. That's all I'm saying.
He doesn't.
If he doesn't want to deal with her, just don't be a selfish asshole and give her false hope. That's all. Just don't give her false hope.
Because he even said he was in love with her, and
that makes no sense.
But I'm saying to myself, when he said that, I looked at the TV like, "Really, motherfucker?" Because
yes, exactly.
I'd have been like, "Let me make this our Ben and Morgan moment. We're done here after the prom.
Right.
Maybe your prom."
But he hasn't done what he has came out to do, and that's break her.
Break her down. Yes.
He can't leave. He can't let her know that he doesn't want her now, because he still has to break her.
Mm-hmm. And has to save face to make himself. She's just a little too much. She's a little too much. Like, why is she getting so upset over? He's just a gaslighting. Oh man, that motherfucker. Yeah. I totally give you all those points that you're saying, but for him to come back and say, "I'm in love with her and I want it to work out," that's some bullshit. That shows me how much of a fucking bullshitter he is. Because
I agree, because when I was watching it, and every time he said something to her and she cried and she ran off, what does he do? He goes up in there. That wouldn't be me. That's not how I work. Like, I guess that's why I'm single, because I'm like, we have this altercation. If you cry, go cry. You'll get over it. I'm not coming. I'm not walking into the room and being like, I'm not walking into the room while you're crying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. No,
if you love somebody, you would. If you love somebody and you see them emotionally upset during an argument, you would definitely go and be like, "You know what? Let's take it down a peg. I'm sorry. Let's talk this out."
What do you mean?
You would.
Right. And then after you talk it out, you wouldn't come back again and be like, "Well, why didn't you ask me?" Did you not say, did we not have this argument that you said you don't?
I agree. He's wrong for that one, because I'd be like,
he's wrong for that one. He's wrong for rapping in the damn carriage, and he's wrong for saying he loves her when he really doesn't love her. There are too many things.
I wonder about when he was talking at the table after the dodgeball game. To me, that was the most egregious.
That's the cherry on the top. That's the cherry on the top. Come on.
Egregious. It was. You can't. Everybody saw that. And then you want to say, "Well, I know that I can be a harsh person. I have a bad attitude and all these other things." I think that's part of the whole game, the whole part of the mind game. Let me fess up to being a bit of an asshole because everybody saw it. Everybody saw
and let her be triggered. That's a totally. He's like, let me. What can I do emotionally to her right now to fuck her up? Oh well, you can't root for
Support
your
your
husband.
husband.
And she's like, what? Now what did I do wrong?
Dodgeball.
Now what did I do wrong? Because he's always pointing out things that she did wrong, and all that. She's in the thing of like, now what did I do? I'm never good enough for him. I'm never good enough for him. And he keeps that. He keeps that chipping away. Yep. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you're not doing this. Try harder. Try harder. Try harder. Try. And the dodgeball thing was a perfect example of him gaslighting her, going like, let me watch this emotional response I get out of her. Well, you can't say root for your husband? Well, I did. Come on, T.
Okay.
Come on, T.
Okay. No, I'm still listen, I still feel the way that I feel. It is what it is. I'm not gonna veer from that.
I just don't see how you can be team him. I feel like if anything, you'd be like, I hate both of them, but team him.
On this episode, yes.
Too many gaslighting things. You could be. She's annoying as hell, but you can't be team him. That's my. Anyway, let's go. Who else you got?
Treated you like that. Put yourself in that situation. If a man treated you like that, you'd want to punch him in the throat. Everything that man did from the time. Just even this. You go someplace on a vacation and you're all excited about being there, and that person's like the whole weekend. The whole weekend. You would be like, you know what? When we get home, I think we should just go our separate ways, because you showed your whole ass. You not only did not even try to enjoy yourself, you disrespected me, you treated me like trash, you gaslighted me. There's a whole list of things that when she gets home, she can say, you know what, fuck you, I'm done.
Well, why wait until you get home? Because I'd have been gone.
I'm just trying to make a point.
Because she loves him. Because she loves him. And she really wants it. Yeah, she really wants it. And she really wants it, but and is trying her hardest, her little, annoying hardest. She's really trying. She's really like, but she's so confused because he's so fucking her up, like picking away at her, going like, I'm gonna take your self-esteem and I'm gonna poke your ego, and I'm gonna poke. You got to work harder. You're not working hard enough. What do you mean you're not working hard enough? No matter what you do, And she's like, I don't know what else to do. You told me not to bother you, and now you're mad because I didn't bother you. He's mentally picking her apart, and oof. Anyway, can we talk about Justin fucking?
Bro.
Oh, you want to jump to Justin and Alexis?
I'm sorry. No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't have to.
No. Well, let's go into it. The only positive thing I have to say about Alexis is that that girl's hair is always on point. Her face is always beat.
Her makeup is always
too much makeup.
Too much makeup. And she wears some good ass outfits. I love the color.
Too much makeup.
I love it.
I love her.
That orange dress was nice though. That orange dress was she looked great.
That orange dress and that head wrap, she wore the hell out of that shit. All I'm gonna say about them two is she doesn't love him. She's like Miguel. She's just in it. She's just buying her time until 8 weeks, and then she's done. What I really don't like about her is that she's always in his face like, oh, you're the best, you're this, and you got that booty glow. And then when she gets around the girls, oh, well, he was celibate for a while. And then when we did the the dirty deed, he didn't, he didn't last long.
You know what I think too?
She's always selling him out.
She is, but right. So she and Chris, you said this specifically, that once he gets in them drawers, he was gonna be a puppy dog. Remember? We all thought it. He's not. Justin. Wait, let me finish. I think Justin, what really kind of ticked her off, I think she thought he was gonna be a puppy dog too, just eating out of her hands. And when they had that conversation at the table, and he was like, it was great, blah, 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 but I still have concerns. She was like, motherfucker, what? What? Concerns? I gave you this.
I know.
She was stunned that he has still taken that approach, and that he, at his point, is like, you know what? There are so many other things other than sex that we need to fix before
Mhm.
I feel like this is a marriage, which is true. And I didn't think he would think that way 3 weeks ago, but he had for the last couple of weeks, the last 3 weeks, but before then, he was really just a simp for her. And he's not anymore. He sees her for who she is. I think that he's cautious of
Mm-hmm.
her and her
Mm-hmm.
behavior. And he probably misses his goddamn dog. But,
Definitely.
and he's just like, you know what? I don't know 100% about her. And then plus two, Nate has totally nailed her character. And I think he's talking to Justin and we don't see it.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
You don't think he's saying anything to Justin? I think
I
he
don't think
is.
I don't think he likes either one of them. I don't think he likes Justin, but I
Yeah, because
think
he called Justin he said they're both fucked up. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know if
think he
he.
likes Justin,
But
but
I
I
think
think
he probably dislikes
he
her
hates
even more and
her.
probably
He
has said
hates
some
her.
things to him. But I feel like he nailed it. She's a liar.
She's a
But
snitch.
he would have been a total puppy if on the honeymoon or a week after they were
Yeah.
fucking, he'd have been done because he was so emotional. He hasn't been emotional in a month now,
Mm-mm,
and you
mm-mm,
ain't see a nary a tear out that boy's eye when you thought you ain't see a mist. He's been like,
He took a
yeah.
risk.
He's been composed. He's
Mm-hmm.
been because he knows better now that he got the drawers. That's great. I think that's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still kind of like not Mac Daddy about it, but he's still kind of like, oh yeah, you look good, but he's not as simpy as he used to be
Yeah.
at all. Because
Mm-mm.
he sees her
He
for who
sees
she
her.
is, even though
Yeah.
he's still kind of enamored. I don't even know if he's going to say yes.
I don't think he's gonna say
I
yes.
don't think so. I think a bigger part of why he doesn't say yes is the dog.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think that's going to be a bigger part of why he doesn't. And and
Because
and
he said that to
honestly,
her
it's
too.
her character. Her character
Hmm.
is kind of vicious because she doesn't understand. How do you not understand his relationship with his dog when you say you have that same relationship with your dog?
And you
She's
wouldn't
just
have done that if your dog
No.
attacked him. And he said that to her too.
So yeah, and then when she went and she talked to the girls, I think that was just all her laying the foundation because she knows that he's not feeling 100 where she thought he would be. If he was like all over her and saying it was like the best thing and he knows this is going to work or whatever, I don't think she would have probably had the same energy.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't like most about her is pretty much everything, but what I really don't like about her is that she is always like Nate said. Nate is my number one motherfucker in Married at First Sight San Diego. Nate is a quiet killer and I love him. She is always got her nose in everybody else's business.
Oh.
She has no problem with asking when they were cooking the dinner or when they're around the couples. She's always, so what about you and the guy? Da, 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 da. What about this? Da, da, da. She's bringing up shit. But when they ask her, because in the kitchen, she was very vague. I mean, she gave up some shit, but her facial, you got to pay attention to her face. When she was asking Stasha and Kristen, and at that point, Lindy wasn't there, they were all having these conversations and talking about each other, Kristen and Mitch, Stasha and Nate, and she was all like, and then when the tables turned and they're like, well, what about you? Did you do it? And she was all like,
Well, I think she was feeling that energy because of the conversation she had just had with her husband. She couldn't go in there and be like, yeah, this when he wasn't that way with her.
no, it's all through this whole series. It got her nose inserted in everybody else's marriage. And then when it comes time for her to part her mouth to talk about her and Justin, it's like you got to squeeze that shit out of her.
Well, in the beginning, she was pretty open about their shit. She was pretty open about it, especially when they were on the honeymoon. When things, she was, really willing to talk, and even afterwards, even the dirt stuff. But I think with the sex thing, it was a little bit different because she was expecting a different outcome.
Yeah. I just don't like
I
her.
wonder. I wonder why she
Yeah.
agreed to have sex. How did he break her down to have sex or something?
I know
I wonder
because she
how
was
that. I
all
wonder
like,
how it went down.
she wanted him to be more dominant. Did he just come in more dominant and just said he was
Maybe he did.
No, she
Maybe he.
didn't.
Maybe.
She said, remember, she said that. She was like, I'm dominant in my place of work and in my life. And she did admit it, that she was like, I would have just wished that with my husband that I wouldn't have to take control. Like the way that she worded it in the episode, it was like she was the one that was taking the control sexually with Justin. And then on top of the fact that he had, he was celibate and he hadn't had sex in a minute, honey, just, it is what it is.
So I'm watching that scene now.
Either he didn't finish or he finished. Really, he was like a 2-pump chump.
I don't think he was, because he said it was all night.
He said that, and then her story.
But she's a liar. But she's a liar.
Well, she's
a pathological liar.
A proven liar.
I don't believe
like
nothing.
In one episode, we get the all night. They were bumping booties all night. Justin was laying that pipe, and she woke up with that booty glow that she was talking about.
But she had it more so than him.
Exactly, because she was looking at him all kinds of kinds of yes, daddy, yes. And then when she gets with the girl, she's talking like he didn't do nothing.
Exactly, and I think that if she wasn't satisfied with that, she would not have been so after the fact of like, in the morning he's like, and he's much more Mac Daddy now too. He's kind of like, yeah, you look good, baby.
He's just so
and I'm like,
he was ashy at that time. I was like, bro, no Vaseline on your lips, something. Carry anything. You what? And it's not your husband. You don't let him walk out like that. You don't let him walk out like that.
There is nothing masculine about that man. How many times can I say this? Even when they were taking their prom pictures and she's in front of him and he's like, and I'm like, motherfucker, what the fuck are you doing? Just let your bitch stand in front of you and just stand there. Put your hands on her waist. Classic pose. And he's just like,
oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. He
vote it down. I was waiting for him to vote it down and bust it out.
Just so you know, I talked to my sister 2 nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I called her and she's like, oh, I'm watching this Married Prom. I was like, you caught up? She's like, yes. She goes, I don't like any of these couples. I was like, thank you. I think she's going to join her for either next week or the week after in the final week. So come and make an
getting down to the wire now.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, I don't like anybody. I was like, I know.
Tell her I like Nate. Tell her Nate's my man right now. Nate and Stasha, I love them.
Well, let's go into them really quick because I don't have a lot to say. I don't have any notes really on them. The only thing that I was shocked about, though, and it really had nothing to do with their relationship because I felt like they brought the joy to the But I was shocked that Stasha gave Miguel such a pass on his shitty behavior. I was shocked that she did that.
Well, I gave him a pass on his shitty behavior.
Yes, so I didn't understand how that. But she was in the midst of it. She was there. It's different when you're watching it or whatever. But she was actually there, and that whole temper tantrum after the dodgeball, I was surprised she gave him a pass on that bullshit because that was stupid. That was real stupid.
I like
but that's it. They had a great time. That whole vibrator thing was funny.
Love that.
They brought the chuckles. They were interesting. They were fun to watch,
Stasha, I swear to baby Black Jesus, Stasha, do not fuck this up because you got a gem in Nate. That's all I got to say. I love friggin' Nate. Nate just plays his position. He doesn't say a whole lot, but when he parts his mouth, he says some shit. But his facial expressions are everything. Because when he was sitting at the picnic table, when Lindy was having her meltdown after the fucking dodgeball, he's sitting there like this. He's like, what are we doing here? Why am I here? Like, bitch, shut up. And I was like, I feel every bit of that face, Nate. Because I'd have got up and walked away. I'd have been like, girl, grow up.
I don't get that part, but no, I didn't get that from him. But yeah, I don't have anything to say about them. They were good.
The only thing I will say about them is that they kind of like lent their fuck swing to Lindy and Miguel. Like, I just buy them a whole new one. Them shits are like $25 at the sex store. Don't bring your sex.
Is that cheap?
It was their sex
No,
swing.
no.
Oh yeah, they're not that expensive.
They're not that cheap.
I didn't think it was. I thought that was more like.
They're not that cheap.
Yeah, I didn't think they
150
at all.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, well, what in California they one price and in Massachusetts they another. I'm in the middle, so what? What's the deal?
I'm factoring when I lived in Texas. That was a long time ago. So back then it was cheap. They might be expensive now, and they might go up even more now that they've been promoted all over friggin' Married at First Sight. But I like that shit. I like that they're having fun. I like that she wore those vibrating panties, and when she was sitting at the table, and all you hear is the and she's like, oh Lord Jesus, and Kristen picked that. She's like, are you wearing vibrating underwear? I loved it. I thought that was cute. I freaking love Nate and Stasha, and I think if everything continues to go well, I hope that Nate and Stasha are the only couple left standing.
That's it. They are going to be the only couple left standing.
Yeah,
they will be because both of them need each other.
Yeah,
They definitely want it.
So
now to Kristen and Mitch. I actually thought Kristen's impersonation of him was hilarious.
I laughed,
and I love that he loved it.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, had that been Lindy doing Miguel, he probably would have had a mental breakdown. Breakdown. But he was very, very good. He was in very good spirits this weekend too. I don't understand how she just let everything go from last week. It seemed like that was just the night before. But
yeah, but that's the crap. I think when she was like, "Oh, come on," and that whole big breakup thing. Now Kristen don't give a fuck.
That's right.
I see a whole. She's opened up to be like, "Oh, who's going to be the first divorcee? Me." And remember when she was doing that?
Did that?
And who's the And then also with her she don't care about hurting his feelings.
No.
Or making him or trying. She's back to being Kristen, and I'm gonna be who I am, and this, that, and the other. And since you don't like me or you don't think I'm attractive, I don't give a motherfucking shit. So you can really see that she's much more active. She's happier. She's like, I'm past. If Mitch wants to be with me, that's fine, but I don't think it's gonna happen. She's so much more free now with who she is. I'm proud of her for at least.
I hope that because I liked her this when she said she was the best dancer, and then they showed the clip.
Yeah, I was like,
I was on the floor. I was like, sis, oh my god. But no, I liked her a lot this weekend. She was, really lighthearted. He was too, So but that's probably what he needs is somebody to be not so into him, but into themselves, and then go ahead and then you can go and be together. I don't have to be identical to you, but I don't think he'll be able to deal with that for too much longer.
I
don't know who Mitch would ever be able to end up with.
I think
no
that he may say yes. I don't think she's gonna. I think she's gonna realize the reality of this, and if she's smart, she'll register back in her brain what he said to her like maybe 2 episodes ago when she's like they were talking about his passion for the environment and his extreme, I call it extremism. I'm sorry, that's extreme to me. And she's like, so I'm assuming as years go down it's going to get worse, and he's like, oh yeah, it's going to get worse. He did not flinch. He just said to her it's going to get worse, and I was like, girl, run.
Run.
Listen, run your ass, because what you ain't gonna do is have me using cloth paper towels and cloth toilet paper to wipe my ass and put it in the washing machine to wash. That's some nasty ass white people shit. That's all I gotta say.
Not only that, and you don't even like how I look.
Thank you.
On top
You
of
want
it.
me to wear less
So you
makeup.
know what? Mitch, take your little cloth diapers or whatever you're going to use to wipe your ass. Because you know he doesn't use toilet tissue.
Right?
But you know what? I was surprised because she didn't wear any makeup really this trip.
But
And
she kind
needed
of glammed
some
it up. She glammed it up for the prom, though.
for
She
the
had that
prom.
dress
But
on
any other time she
with her
didn't
hair
have
and
the
her
makeup
makeup
on.
But now she's not doing it for him. She's doing it for
I don't
her.
know that.
She's
I
going
don't
back
know
to her
that.
old self that she was before she married this motherfucker.
I don't know that.
Yes.
I don't know that. So I don't
Oh,
know. I think
you think she's still into him?
Is she still into? I think she is. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope that she doesn't say yes, honestly.
I don't think she'll say yes. I think it'll be another blow up before that time, and then that will solidify it.
Yeah, that is true. That could happen. I think there's going to be a lot of blow ups. Did you guys watch? I didn't watch the after party. I just couldn't stomach it. Did you watch the after party?
I watched some of it, yeah.
I
watched some of it.
I saw the previews though.
Was there any? I saw the previews too, and it looks like a whole lot of fuckery about to go down, but I don't trust it.
The only thing I liked about the previews was when Justin said, Alexis is a liar.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
A liar.
Yes. I'm wondering if I'm thinking that, oh, Lord, I don't even know what to think at this point. When I saw that, I was like, ooh, either he spoke to Nate and the guys, and Nate was like, bruh, let me just spill the tea on your bitch.
I think that's why I thought that Nate had talked to him about something.
Yeah.
That he's getting some of it, because you come to it on your own a lot of times, but when you're sitting around and you're talking like how they were sitting around and talking, it has to come up. It has to come up, her behavior.
Didn't someone say in this episode that the reason why they broke up was because of Alexis?
Yes, it was Nate and Nate said it. He was the only one that said it.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Alexis is the reason why Morgan and Ben are divorced.
Right. That's what it was. Yeah.
Because she's gossip. Most gossip,
and she's a snitch. That's what he said. She's a gossip. She's a snitch. So I can't see, because Nate called her a snitch and a gossip. Unless some major shit goes down, I can't see Nate butting his nose into their business and telling Justin shit that maybe he's over her.
I don't think he butted in. I think that, like I said, men sitting around talking and stuff comes up, and he's not shy about his opinion. Even together. So he would say something, maybe not like, oh, my boy to my boy, but he's going to say something about her character.
Mm-hmm.
Justin could say something and he'll be like, you know what? That's right. Because you don't really have to say, you don't have to say a lot. You can just agree with the shittiness, so.
For real.
Alexis is very fake. She's just very fake. I don't like her.
Trifling as fuck.
She's trifling. I'm trying to think. She's like that chick in high school that when somebody said, well, so and so said that you was talking about me, and it's like, well, who's that? Alexis. She'd be in the middle of Alexis said this, Alexis said that. She'd be in the middle and have people out there fighting each other on her bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Girl, who was Alexis in Cathedral? I can't remember. And I ain't trying to call nobody out neither. We good.
We were too small. We all had our messiness.
Yeah, we did, but we weren't the popular kids in the school. So here we are. Terrible. Just terrible.
There was no popular kids in our school.
Well, because our kids, we
were so small. We were all popular.
Right?
We had 100 people in our class. Come on.
I think it was like 75.
Yeah, it was small.
Oh, Lord. Here we are.
But we were assholes, bro.
What's up, Chris?
Just chilling.
Yes. Okay.
So, all right. I think let everybody know that you're like busy and working. So
I know you're working, doing your thing, but look at here. Are we good
we're
with
done. I think that was it.
So we're gonna wrap it up. And
Wrap it up.
see y'all next week.
Deuces.
And broadcast.